rolling, man. Click the link, baby. I'm back. It's me, your girl, Yolanda Misunderstood Brown, for another bomb ass episode of Guess What? Miss Me After Dark. Yeah, I'm here. And it's another beautiful day. It's a moon, baby. It's springtime. Shit trying to grow around here in St. Louis. And it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on negative, but I would like to focus on the positive. Because fuck the negative. We going to let the haters hate and the motherfucking congratulators congratulate. We not dealing with no hating ass shit around here. Shit is lovely. The edibles popping, the flowers blooming, and tomorrow is, guess what? Guess what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is kickoff day for the Cardinals. Yeah. Spring training has started. Well, spring training been over. And what is it? The pep rally starts tomorrow? Yeah, I'm outside with it. You know, downtown, they set the tone for downtown St. Louis where I live. Okay, that's enough of that. That sound like some hating ass, lying ass news channel shit. So, tonight on After Dark, Miss Me, I've been trying to get this man in the studio for like, I don't know how long. And, you know, it's a lot of things going on in his life right now. And I guess now is the time. Now is the time. And like we always, my guests, the people who listen to Miss Me After Dark know, I never introduce my guests. I never introduce my guests because I always feel like I can never introduce a guest better than they can introduce themselves. Right? So, guest number one of the evening, who are you?
I'm H. Bradshaw. I'm the president of Hubsco Welding and Fabrication. We're black owned since 2010. I provide mobile welding services. I provide a unusual service that most welding companies don't provide, and my specialty is precious metals, which is aluminum, stainless steel, bronze, brass. Those also can be mobile welded. I have a diverse background in fabrication and welding, and I've been doing it for about 20 years. I was a CB in the Navy. I worked at Alberici, a lot of different other large companies before I decided to venture out on my own. I take pride in my work. A lot of my business is repeat business. No job is too big or too small. A lot of people call, and it's the first thing they say when they see the website, which is hubsco.com. Do you do residential? And yes, we do. We are currently updating our website right now to reflect the fact that we do mobile welding, and we do provide all those services that you need. And a lot of people already know that already. So again, I'm H. Bradshaw. I'm the president and founder of Hubsco Inc.
And owner, okay? And owner, just in case you founder mean he founded it and he owns it. And I don't think that you gave yourself enough credit. Wait, we gonna get right back into that, but one moment. Guest number two, who are you, ma'am? Who are you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharon Crossland. Everyone knows me as Shay Shep. I am an advocate for mothers against gun violence. I raised my children as a single mother, but I lost one of my children to my oldest, my firstborn, to gun violence. So I advocate for the mothers who've lost their children to gun violence. I started my own singles group on Facebook called Singles in the Loop, SITL. If you're on Facebook, look us up. And I work every day.
Okay. So first I want to say my condolences to the son you lost. I too have friends who lost kids, and I could never imagine the pain of that. You know, carrying a kid 9 months, then raising them, and then to lose them to something stupid. That got to be horrible.
Not even say just to raise them. I mean, as a father who raised 3 kids by himself, I have a 17-year-old son, which I have to stay vigilant upon because I didn't carry him, but I raised him. So
right.
I constantly am on him. He always, Dad, you always on me. I'm always doing the right thing, but I'm trying to prevent you, from coming to one of these atrocities that happens out in the streets day to day.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about it is you can do everything right to your ability, raise them right, send them to the right school, pick them up, drop them off, and they can still become. It's really not. It's crazy.
That is true.
The world we live in is ridiculous.
But I would never be able to live with myself if I thought that I could do something more and I didn't do it. So I would be at peace if that were to happen, God forbid, that I did everything that I could to try the right way to put the right things, because that's what happens. They do meet people. Their best friends are probably the worst people on the planet. I can't stop that. Yeah, they do. And if that's his friend, the more I try to turn him away from him, the more he's gonna go towards him.
True.
So I understand that, but I just try to mentally in his head drill in every day what you should be doing. But I'm grateful. He's got 3 scholarships. Scott for basketball, football, and soccer. He's doing great, and he's got 1 more year to get there. He'll be a senior next year, and I'm pretty pleased with where he's at right now.
Okay, well, let's reel it back one moment, because let's get into the job that you do, or the career that you have chosen for yourself. First of all, you left out some stuff. So you are a welder, but you have a specific expertise, right? Which is climbing up shit like Spider-Man. Like you Spider-Man or some shit. Like, what is the highest thing you've ever climbed to weld something?
The Washington Monument, the top.
The top of the Washington Monument.
Top of the Washington Monument. I've been inside the arch repairing the tram cars. I've been in as a Hubsco contractor, which is pretty much a government contractor. I've done a lot of national parks. So we have traveled to. I've worked in Theodore Roosevelt's house, the president's house. I've worked at the Washington Monument, like I said, the Arch. There are monuments I've worked in all over the place. Because a little known fact about the Washington Monument, there's copper and stainless at the top of it, and that deters it from getting struck by lightning.
Oh, okay.
So of course, these buildings were put up years ago. So comes time when things need to be replaced.
Right.
The building's been struck.
Everything.
The building's been struck a million times.
Okay.
So I mean, but we have to replace that. After a while, it starts to wear out. So as with the Arch, I've done several projects down there with the St. Louis Arch. I tend to belittle what I do because it's so common what I do to me. But I don't think it's really common to you either, because I know you probably one of the only one, if not the only blackface doing that kind of work. And I don't think you give yourself enough credit, because first of all, a lot of black people, not saying all, really don't like heights. Like we live day to day on the edge. We don't like to climb shit and jump off and shit like that. So how did you first figure out that you were a person who, or a kid or whatever, whenever this came to you, that you like to climb tall buildings? Tall things. First of all, my job chose me. I'm going to tell you that now. I love what I do. I mean, I absolutely love going to work and doing what I do every day. I used to love it doing it for other people. I love it even more doing it for myself. But as far as the heights, I was kind of bad when I was little. I was jumping off roofs and, garages, climbing out of windows. I was in trouble a lot. So, but as far as not looking at a lot of the things that other people look at when they go up in heights, is that love for my job. It's like. But
it wasn't a job when you first started climbing stuff. Like, where did you grow up at? Where are you from?
I'm from the west side of St. Louis.
Okay, give it up for the west side. Yeah, okay. The west side, they say, got the best. Is the best side. It got the best, and I will agree.
No doubt.
Yeah. So you grew up on the west side of St. Louis. What school did you go to?
I went to Cardinals.
Okay, Cardinals. That seems to pump out some major St. Louis positivity. Cardinal does.
Oh, okay.
A lot of great kids who grew up, went on to do amazing things, came from Cardinals.
Oh well, I went to Sumner my freshman year. I
And
mean,
some of the guys, oh guys, some of the Bulldogs, we must speak. They like the Beehive. You don't want to say nothing bad about them, baby, because they will come after your ass full force. You think they ain't even listen? They like, excuse me, baby. I heard what you said about Sumner. Okay, I don't play with Sumner.
yeah, most of my family went to Sumner.
Okay.
I mean, God, I want to say at least 80% of them went to Sumner or Sodan. My father graduated from Sodan. My mother, Rosada Kane. And I mean, that's the only reason I really got shipped off to Cardinal Ritter.
So how long did you go to Sumner before you transitioned to?
Oh no, I only spent my freshman year, so half a freshman year at Sumner. So,
Okay.
So it was there was some financial issues going on at the time. You know how that goes. So I mean, it's not like we had a lot of money. So you know, but it eventually, got worked out.
Okay. So how does it feel being one of the only black guys that do what you do? Do you work with a lot of black guys or black women or black people? Period. I mean, how is it? How has it been? You being maybe the only black guy on some of these work sites.
First, my family, my brothers, they're employed by me. I employ cousins. My son, they have been my greatest support as far as I've had all. I mean, I've had some family that didn't work out. Okay,
Of
like
course,
everybody do. I've had some
yeah.
family that didn't work out. Just cuz,
Just think they ain't got to show up on time. They can do what they want to do.
He come in at 9, I'm gonna come in with him. You know,
Right.
Like, bro, I own this place, right?
Right, and I will
It's
fire
cool,
your
it's
ass.
cool, cuz, it's cool. I was like, no, bro, you need to be here.
Right.
I'm doing something else. So anyway, but those, especially my brother Brian, I want to give a shout out to Brian Bradshaw.
Okay.
He's been phenomenal and keeping everything down for me. It's been times where I probably would have pulled my hair out. God knows his hair gone. God knows his hair gone, but he's held me down. Sometimes when we first started, I was in 8 places at one time, and I had to leave him with a handful of stuff and just some drawings and some instructions, and he made it happen. And I got mad love for him. My brother is the best. My other brother, and you got brothers. They sometimes wishy-washy. You got that one brother. Yeah, all right, I'll come. But I'm like, hey, where you at? I ain't gonna be able to make. Come on, bro. Like you just told me, but it's okay.
Right.
But I got a good.
We got a good
crew.
village.
I got a good crew.
Yeah.
I got a good crew, good team. And don't get me wrong, I've had to take. I had to keep coming. I had to take jobs myself, work somewhere else for somebody else for my pockets. Because the company was. I had to pay for the company. The company had just enough, and I couldn't take a salary. I did that a lot. Just
it's
like
like an internship.
right,
Almost. Yeah, just to
especially when I
learn.
started.
Yeah, that was the question I was about to ask you too. Did you go to school for this, or what's your educational background when it comes to this welding thing?
I mean, I graduated from Rankin.
Okay, shout out to Rankin. That's actually one of the best technical high schools. I mean, technical colleges in the country.
Rankin, Southwestern,
Rankin, yeah.
Illinois, Belleville, CMSU. I went to a couple of colleges. I went to 1,000 tech colleges. Vaterite, I used to sit on the board of welders.
Oh Lord, Vaterite.
I know.
I remember what happened with Vaterite. Didn't they go bankrupt or some shit?
I'm not gonna say anything bad about them. I'm just gonna
Long
tell
as
you
they probably pushed a lot of good people through,
They-
but
they had a good
financially
program.
they was like sucking all the money out.
They had a good program, especially for welders, because I had some guys come there and they actually and then speaking of that, I'm gonna tell you there are a lot of people that have treated me like they couldn't believe I own a business. I actually, I'm of all the people, I'm not a minority business owner. I do not have an MBA. I should have one.
And for those that don't know, an MBA is
for minority business owner.
Okay.
It's for us to. They have a set aside for minority business owners that guarantees us a little bit of some of the work that comes through because
Right.
of course it's been a predominantly Caucasian dominated
Contractual,
field.
yeah.
You know, they've been, you know, this hand, this cousin, that cousin.
Getting all the good
that
contracts,
uncle.
basically.
That's fine. So they set some of those aside, and I went to apply for one, and a black woman came out one time, and she literally told me, you know, I'm going to deny you because the guy that helped me on my feet to get where I was going, I coexisted in the shop with him, and Rob Rose. I much props to former fabricators because I worked there. He helped me. He gave me a spot that they weren't using. You can start your company out of here. That lady came there. She thought that we were running some type of scheme. And you know what I told her when she left? I said, you know what, lady? I'm still going to be in business regardless what you say. And, you know, that was the end of it. And I'm still in business.
Right.
And I'm still in business. That was, you know, several years ago. And I have not tried, and people are like, hey, you should go back, get your MBA because you can get that. And, you know, I'm going to try now.
What does it take to get it?
I mean, you pretty much just, you know, your business plan, you know, all your finances, how you started, the most you've ever made, your insurance, you know, all of that.
Just get in your business.
That's bottom line. But I had everything to the T.
Right.
But she just wasn't convinced that I was a separate entity from this man. So in her mind, you know, this is the way she explained to me. Well, my husband, he had this written on his business card. He removed this and he cut down trees after he retired, but he didn't do that no more, so he had to take it off his business card. So why do I have to take off what I do just because I don't do it right now? You know,
right.
I may do it if it's, you know, enough money for me to do it.
Yeah, they was talking about that, like how sometimes you got to let the young blood come in and, you know, do their thing in these jobs, and some of these people got to let go. But our people sometimes don't want to let go of the reins of power because, you know, a lot of us never get to feel what it feels like to be in a powerful position to make decisions for people and shit like that. But some of these older people need to move out the way with their experiences and stuff and let the newer generation come in with the young blood and the pumping and the ideas, and let them come in and take some of that work out for you. Because, baby girl, what you did in 1952 don't mean a motherfucker in 2023. So not shading nobody, but I'm just saying it's facts.
I mean that's the bottom line to it. It's the same way as in these municipalities we live in, like the areas we live in, like Pine Lawn, Jennings, Moline Acres, where they all have this certain way how they did things when it was predominantly controlled by white people that they still do right now. Like you come in and they turn around and they go like, yeah, 5150 or 6150. Okay, but I didn't do. It's okay. You can let them. It's okay. You can change that mentality. Right. It's, you know, things have to
if you want to.
Exactly. Things have to be updated. First of all these premises and rules and regulations we run off were set by people in the 1900s. A whole different set of lifestyle.
Yeah, and we still have the same laws.
The laws all still are, and it's
of slaves and masters.
Exactly, and a lot of these need to be updated. Just like now with the whole temp tag thing, where they now incorporating. Many states have been doing this for years, and we just now catching up. But the only reason is because they are so hard in Missouri of staying adhered to the old, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, this is and it's it's a shame because it's basically holding down African Americans.
Oh, well,
you know that
is holding us down because we St. Louisans, when we leave St. Louis and go other places, we flourish, like we grow. I don't know one person that I know that's left Missouri and not left here and grew their brand tremendously. So, yeah, it's obvious, and they wonder why so many people leaving. So
the city of St. Louis made millions of dollars from impounded cars. I mean, there was a young lady on the news, and she had purchased a vehicle, and she probably paid $16,000 for this used vehicle, but she couldn't afford to get her plates. And when they towed the vehicle, she just lost her car. She's in the hole for that loan,
right? And
she didn't have a vehicle. She's right back to square one over some license plates. When you could have clearly, been introducing and incorporating the license plate and the taxes in there. Everybody's been doing it except Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri, they
just like
all laws are jacked up.
One of the things that you mentioned, though, I wanted to ask.
No, go ahead.
So when you first started your business, you said that you shared a building, or when you first purchased your business or started your business, you said you purchased a business and you started when you were inside of another building with another person.
Correct.
So now today they have these startup companies that are actually doing that every single day. You can go down to like a building like the Foundry or something
Right.
like that, and you can
Rent a space.
rent a space and build your business like that. So why do you think that now it's more prevalent than it was before?
I mean, because hopefully I have somebody not so stuck in the old ways. I mean, I really don't want to say her name, but she was an older lady. She was an older lady, and
Yeah, we don't gotta say her
she literally she was so adamant, that we were up to something. But
Right.
I've worked out at certain places where I've seen people with minority business. I've
Yeah.
seen them with this certification, and I look and I'm like, "What you mix with?" I'm 1/8 Indian. Are you serious? I'm a whole black guy here starting a
You
business.
really ain't a whole black guy though. Let's
Well,
get deep into it. You can
I'm
probably
African
be
American.
mixed with anything.
Yeah,
do
yeah,
your,
that's true. I mean, but we're not gonna go down.
But
that path
they,
right
but
now.
they use, I think that's what a lot of big business owners do. Like people, billionaires and stuff, they use the laws for their advantage. Like,
Of course.
like even with like, just say paperwork is paperwork. So your paperwork precedes you. So they don't know nothing about you. They just see what you look like on paper. So it's laws where you can legally do things and say things. Like you can say other. You don't even have to answer that question. You don't even have to say if you black or white, and they'll push your app through because you might be white, or you could say you white. You wouldn't be lying because you might be 1/10 white. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just ways that people manipulate paperwork for the greater good of what they trying to do, and it's not breaking the law. So you can't come after them. You can't say shit. You could just say, okay, whatever. It's crazy. But we as black people have to learn those ways of doing things where it benefits us, because white people been doing it for years, no shade or whatever, but they have. So, it wouldn't be lying, because we too honest. That's our thing. I'm honest as fuck, and they get me in so much trouble. They get me in so much trouble. Now, Miss Shay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's talk about you and your organization and how you became to be at this table, girl. Because I ain't know you a while ago. I just met you.
Okay, so how I came to be at this table is this gentleman that is speaking about his business, Hubsco.
Okay, this one
and
over here.
I met in October. He was playing hard to get. And so we happened to be at the same place one night, and I let him know that I liked him. And so we started talking.
Okay, well, speaking up and getting what you want.
Yes.
Hey,
Not
man.
at all. I was like,
Won't
I
he do
like
it?
you,
Won't he
right?
do it?
And so we started talking, and now we are actually in a relationship. So shout out to us.
Hey, man.
Shout out to y'all. Wait a minute, where my bell
Bell,
at?
get your bell.
Yes, for Black love. I am a supporter and lover of Black love. I call it brown love.
But
'Cause,
that's all good.
yeah.
That's how I came to be at the table. However, the things that I've done, I lost my son to gun violence. I came home one day from work and found him. He had been killed in my home. And I have marched, I have spoken, I have done TV shows. I've been on Time Magazine speaking against the violence that has happened to our brown and black children in the St. Louis, Missouri area, but just all over the world. I am an advocate for the parents that have lost their children to gun violence, and how we can support them and what we can do to show our love to them. My son was a man when I lost him, but I had a nephew that was killed, Pierre. He was killed when he was 16 years old, and it was in a drive-by shooting. And so I have lost so many family members and friends to gun violence. So that is one of the things that I support. Normally in August, I try to have, prior to COVID, I do an event in my neighborhood that helps support the businesses or the community in a whole that is in Castle Point, which is the area where my son was killed, where I grew up at.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the things that I've done. My regular day-to-day job, I'm a manager. I work in the title review department. I've been doing mortgages for over 25 years. So that's what I do in my daytime job.
Well,
My
all of those
nighttime
jobs
job,
cool. Okay, nighttime job
besides him, is like I said, I started the Singles in the Loop program. We're a singles group. And our
You not single.
I wasn't, and that's a very good.
You
statement.
was.
But she
I
started
But
the
you're
group,
not,
so she
right.
still, and she made me an
So are
admin.
you? So
Hold on.
okay.
Let me talk.
Okay.
Because the now is it how you can not become how you can be unsingle is the group now.
So
How to get you a man is the group now.
that's a great point. So how it goes is
'Cause I need to join that group. Maybe
I-
not. Maybe not.
I started the single group not to find a man. The singles group was started so that men and women can get together and go to do events, parties, concerts.
Okay, what's the
and
group
comedy
on?
shows.
What's the social media for the group?
It's Singles in the Lou.
Singles in the Lou, just written out in one
Just
word
singles.
together.
Yep. It's
Okay.
Singles in the Lou. And when you look at it, my brand has the arch and a man and a woman on the side, no faces. It's just blue, black, and white.
Okay.
And it's Singles in the Lou in the middle. But it was started so that single people can get together and do things outside of their home with other single people.
Okay.
You did not have to be, finding a man or looking for a man or anything like that. That's not what the group is about. The
Well,
group,
you know I'm a comedian, so I gotta ask this question because it's just
absolutely.
bubbling.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that sounds a lot like a sex group.
Absolutely.
So I'm just
Absolutely
making
not.
sure it's not.
It's not.
It is
Because
not
a lot of
not.
people know. A lot of
it's
people
not a
have.
swingers group.
Yes, that.
not
Because
that.
a lot of people have those type of groups on Facebook and they really get together and
Swing.
have their
We
little
are
fun.
not a
It's a
swingers
lot
group.
of those in St. Louis.
It
like
is.
It's
I've
crazy.
been approached by several people that send
Okay.
me inbox like, please join my group. I can't
Right.
do it. That's
Okay.
not my
So it's
thing.
not that type of group.
It's not. We
Okay.
go. We will meet. We meet 2 or 3 times a
Mm-hmm.
month. We are always in an open public setting. We're going out to eat breakfast. We're going out to eat lunch. There's a event coming up. There's a comedy show. The girls want to go, but they don't have a partner. They don't have a man. So we as ladies
Mm-hmm.
or the guys in the group, we'll get together and go as a group so no one has to go by themselves.
Okay. So
That
do you
was
go?
why
in-
I started the group.
do you make sure that it's a man and a woman for
No.
the
No.
even
That's
numbers?
not my job.
No.
Okay.
My job is to provide the information and provide a setting. We get together, we go. Not everyone's going to go. We have over 240 members in the group.
Okay.
So we all can't go. Some in St. Louis, some, are from St. Louis but not living here now. So, no, we can't all go to the same event. So I provide information when I find out about a party or something going on in St. Louis, Missouri, or out the country. I will post it in a group. I'll do an invite, see who's interested, and if there's enough interest, we'll plan something to go as a group for us
Okay.
to do.
So have you had any success coming out of your group? Like
Yes.
weddings, babies, probably more babies than weddings.
I got a man. How about
Okay.
that?
What about everybody else? Dang.
I feel. So
That's a disclaimer in the group, actually.
Is it?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So it's so funny because the night that I met him, I invited him to join the singles group, not expecting that we would ever date or anything like that. It was just, hey, we were sitting at our favorite spot, and I was like, hey, I have a singles group. Why don't you join the group? And he was like, what's the group? I took his phone, I plugged it in, and that is how we actually met. And so, again, there has been some success within the group of people finding someone that they are interested in, but not necessarily both people were in the group. So because
Okay.
it's not that type of group. I'm not trying to match make you. I'm not trying to find you a man. That's not
You
my
just
job.
putting a bunch of like-minded individuals in the same.
That is
in the
exactly
same
what I'm
room.
That's
doing.
a
In the
very good way to
same
put
room.
that.
Yeah.
We want to do some of the same things, but we don't always have someone to do it with. So no one feels like they're alone. You don't have to do this by yourself.
Okay. Well, for all those single people out there that need somebody to do stuff with, there you go. There you go. A singles group. So how far? What was your premise? Well, I know you were like-minded individuals in the same room together, whatever. But I really want to have. Do you know your ratios for success rates?
I don't. I don't get into the matchmaking or the who's dating who.
I'm nosy. I would be like, dang, ain't nobody cooking up.
They are hooking up. I do know that people
Okay.
are involved. They are chatting. They are messaging one another. They
Oh,
are
okay.
trying to find dates. It's just that because I am not a swingers group, my group is not for
Oh,
finding
okay.
you a mate. We are only here to support single people who are not able to go somewhere within a group, and they still may want to go. And some people are shy. They don't like to talk. They don't like to get out, with people they don't know. So when they find, we've had a lot of success of friends in the group. Quite a few friends have met. They've gotten together outside of the group and they do things together. And I've been told, even by people who are no longer in the group, that was one of the best things about the group that they like, is that they've met new friends. And so that's, pretty much what I'm here for. It's just to bridge a gap between the single people. If you don't find a mate, that's on you.
Okay.
But if you find a friend,
that's even better.
That's even better.
That's better than nothing. Good friends are hard to find.
They are. And one of the things about the group is because everyone asked, so since you have a man now, you coming out the group?
Right.
My response is no. My man is in the group and he is an administrator just as I am. And so what we will do together is continue to support the outings at different venues, do things together, provide the information for everyone to get together and enjoy themselves.
And then you can also show,
what
this what good can come
yeah,
out of,
this is, keep
Absolutely.
searching. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. It can happen.
I've had 4 or 5 women in the group literally tell me that I am an inspiration to them.
Yeah.
That what we're doing is a beautiful thing to them because they see that there's hope and there's good men out here. And
right. And plus they saw you beforehand.
Absolutely.
Not that you were a bad person, but and now they get to see. Now they get to see all this. Now they get to see all this.
Yes.
This brownness.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch subjects real quick because I want to see if you can give the people some information in case you had it about mothers who lose their kids to gun violence. Like, did you go through any therapeutic stage where you need to reach out and get therapy, or how did you get through it? I know I hate to bring it up, but it's a lot of people out here hurting right now, and this is first and foremost a radio station, so we broadcast over the internet airwaves, so this goes to third world countries, so yeah, and it's on YouTube, so people do watch when you think they're not watching, so I wanted to see if you had any information that you can probably give somebody that's going through what you've been through, and even though it's a daily process, that it could get them to the point where they can begin to live again like you have.
To be honest with you, there are no words that I can give any woman or any man earnestly or honestly to relieve the pain or the hurt that they are feeling. But what I can say is day by day, it gets easier. But
Right.
there are some days that you will wake up and literally feel numb.
Right.
And that will never change.
Did you seek therapy, or did you just?
I have not. I have not
took it
sought
one day at
out
a time.
therapy. I take it one day at a time. I pray. I have a good family connection, because so many of us have experienced the same thing. One of the groups that really helped me out a lot when my son first got killed was the Urban League. They do provide counseling there. They also have a group that meets a couple of times a year where they have a dinner for the parents, family members, or anyone that's lost a loved one to gun violence. And we get together and we talk and we discuss our stories. We hug on one another. We love one another. So that group did help me through the first year when I lost my son. And then again, my family was a big support. My friends were a big support. For me, I did not seek counseling, but I think that I probably should have at some point. 8 years this year, just past March 24th. So, when you wake up in the morning and you think about the dates, I have literally been paralyzed in one spot and couldn't move. But I just decided in my heart and decided in my mind,
you're going to push forward.
Just keep moving and don't stop. And I don't stop. I am a street runner. It's horrible and I know it, but it keeps me sane.
I understand that though, because like everybody want to tell you how to do what you need to do, but I'm like that too. I got 50 million things going on. I'm always picking up new stuff to do because I literally refuse to take a moment to I don't want to
To
say
dwell
wallow
in
in
that.
self-pity, but it's kind of,
to dwell in it.
yeah, you can't live in it or you'll get stuck. It's like quicksand.
Absolutely. So I do not stop moving. I'm constantly busy. I'm always doing something to find something else to do. So that is what keeps me going. But everybody doesn't have that. And everybody doesn't have that support system. So I'm going to say this to the mothers and the fathers because we overlook the fathers
We do.
so often as if they have no part of what's going on with their child. But they feel that loss the same way that the mothers do, whether they are in that child's life or not. Don't get me wrong, not all. Not even all mothers feel the loss. But if you are suffering from that type of loss, please get some help. Find someone that you can share what has happened to you and don't stop talking about it. Talk about it every chance you get. Whether you lost them to gun violence, knife violence, or suicide, whatever it is, do not stop. Get help.
Yep, get help. That's important. You are responsible for you, and nobody's living in them shoes but you. So you know what you need. And I don't know like a lot of therapist names, therapist situations, but you can reach out to Candace Cox. That's her name on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and let her know if you hurting or going through, and she can direct you to some avenues where you can receive some help because that's got to be a heavy burden to bear. So back to you. So I see this motorcycle jacket that you got on. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with the motorcycle jacket? Is that a motorcycle jacket?
Yeah, it is. But
Okay.
My club's name is I'm a Silverback King. We're
Okay.
a motorcycle club under the Sin City motorcycle
Umbrella.
umbrella.
Cause y'all state to state like a whole lot of other people.
Got man love for Sin City. Silverback Kings have my president is Busa Rob. My vice president is Scorpio. We do a lot of things in the community. We did trunk or treat. We do toy drives. We do homeless drives. We feed the homeless. We do a lot of stuff. We do run out for canned goods. We try to stay out there. I'm actually the business manager.
Of course you are. Of course you are the business manager.
I'm actually a business manager. I'm Hollywood H.
How you get that name, Hollywood?
Well,
When you dress up, when you put your clothes on. Cause I see you with your clothes on and you do it big. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So how did you get that name?
That's exactly how I got that name.
Okay.
When I first got with the group several years ago, it was just H. I prefer to be AECH. I prefer to be just called H. And so sunglasses I wear, how I dress. So one of my club was, hey man, you real Hollywood right now, ain't you? You know, and that kind of stuck on. So everybody thought that I was that kind of extra. And actually, she calls me bougie. I say I'm not. She says I am.
She bougie too.
But actually, she's not.
You not? You give me a little bougie. Not like stuck up. Not that kind of bougie because you not stuck up.
When he
I
met
buy
me,
that.
he thought I was stuck up.
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yes.
I did.
You probably had your game face on. That's different. That's a different
So
type of
funny.
vibe.
He was like, "You,
And
girl, played me so hard."
I was crazy about it from the time I met her. So, and I had to let her know, even though she didn't think so. But I was like, hey, you know, I have to see, you know, how you are operating, you know, because people, you know, they may look one way, but you know, they're another way. And she definitely is a gem. Definitely.
I got a question for you. Cause okay, let's get into it. Cause we got a couple more. I got a question for you. So okay, I've seen a couple of the relationships you was in. Okay.
No, you saying one.
Okay, I saw one that was detrimental.
Yes, it was.
Then I just never understood the one that you was in. So anyway, I'm not gonna speak on that. But okay, how were you able to? Because I'm stuck in a place where I'm just over the dating thing. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of keep giving people chances, and it's like depressing when they prove you to be accurate about their bullshit. You know, it's just dating is it's very tedious. It's like, oh, okay, I gotta get to know this person. Gotta figure out the person's quirks and the lies and bullshit and if there is any or whatever. So how were you able to be able to trust and move on
That's a good
without
question.
you know?
I know exactly where you're going with this. Now, believe it or not, I had told myself I'm just gonna be single. I said I don't want to date anybody. I'm just single. I hang out with people. That's cool. Whatever. I'm good. And I'm a work in progress. I'm working on me every day. I always have been. And I just said, you know what? I'm gonna go out. I'm just gonna do me and have fun. I wasn't looking for nothing, even though I knew what it was I wanted. And then when I met her, I met everything I didn't know that I did know I wanted. If that makes sense. But it just it happened all at once. I mean,
It kind of just clicked.
I don't even know how to explain it. It was just there. This is like I looked at her and everything fell into place.
Don't you start crying, goddamn it.
Don't
Don't you start crying,
not
motherfucker,
gonna
on this
cry.
motherfucker,
I'm just
goddamn it.
Everything
Don't you start
fell into
crying,
place.
you
That's all I can
motherfucker,
say.
you.
I'm not
Shit.
gonna cry. Everything
You
fell
said-
into place.
I
That's all
heard
I
in
can
your
tell you.
voice it's cracking.
No.
So shit, well, I'm rooting for y'all. Like I'm always rooting for the good guy to get, you know, to get what they
find
deserve. Yes, we all should find happiness, but you know, it's some of us, you know, probably ain't gonna never find shit. But not me. I'm saying people. I said it like I was talking about me. Yeah,
But
I'm
you said
I'm
it like
kind of
it's
like an
true.
Erykah Badu type of vibe. I think that I'm very happy and content single though. I like to stay
and that's
busy.
what I thought too.
I like to stay moving around. Like
I
I just
would.
don't want the barriers and the you know, I keep running to controlling type situations.
See,
I
that's
don't
when
want to be
you just
controlled.
Let go and let God, because that's what I did.
That's what I'm doing.
I let it go, and you know what? And this the way I describe people, our relationship. When I have spoken, you know, she has spoken. When I move, she moved. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, we pretty much finish each other's sentences. We know we say the same things. You know, and that's not like that's not bad when somebody. Y'all have so
Complete
much
you.
in common. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. When they accent you, and
Yeah,
y'all
it's a
complete, y'all
beautiful
know each
thing.
other.
It's a
So-
beautiful thing. So do you think wedding bells are in your future?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
October next year, boo.
Okay, this has already been discussed.
Yes.
Already been discussed.
Oh, see, so you ladies that's waiting 10, 15 years for this man to do what he needs to do, it don't take that long, man. It definitely does not take that long. When a man knows what he wants,
He's
he
going
goes after it.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
He don't take
Absolutely.
10,
But a
20
woman
years.
needs to too. Cause
True.
what you waiting on?
True, because you said you approached him, right?
I did.
Okay.
Well, I met him originally at the club. We were sitting talking. He came in, you know, I was introduced to him. He sat at the board seat, you know, was right next to me. And so I was like, you know, hey, how you doing? You single? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, join my singles group. You know, just a conversation.
Right.
My intentions were to
I had no idea because
Be with her.
he treated me real bad.
No, I did not.
He treated me real bad. Nah, he did not.
Yeah, that ain't even in his nature.
It's
He
not.
ain't never been, even when people be mean to him, he just like, wait a minute now.
No, he
What's
texts
going
me
on?
like,
every-
like that's not even like
Right.
What like
He
what did I
texts
do?
me every morning, good morning, how you doing, and have a good day, and I love the way he says my name. So that went on for a couple of months though, and then
Oh, okay.
I was like, dude, I'm like, I like you, like really, I like you. He was like, the only reason I'm in that group because of you. I was like, oh, well, we need to talk outside of this then. Let's go.
Okay. So how long have you guys been actively dating or
Since
actively
October
together? Okay.
Well,
No, we met in October.
We
We've
met
been
in
dating
October.
3 months.
Yeah, we've been dating 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
It
I've
don't
been
take-
single for just as long as him. I've been single 3 years. I've waited. And when I say single, I mean nothing.
Right.
Waiting. I'm not interested. I was like you. I'm going to be single. I don't care. I've been married before. I don't care nothing about none of that. I just want peace in my life.
Right. That is hard to ask. Lately, nowadays, people want a lot of chaos. Like chaos is trending in life, period, around
Well, I
here.
guess it makes them feel, you know, like important, like they have something. But I that's the last thing I want to be bothered with. You know, any drama, any mess. That's why I kind of like stay away from a lot of stuff, especially and also I'm a business owner. That'd be the last thing I want to hit anything. You know what I'm saying? So, and the hardest thing was me getting started. You know, I worked 2 jobs. My kids, oh my God, you understand.
And we didn't even talk about the fact that you were a single parent with how many children?
3.
And how long have you been a single father?
I have had my children since they were babies. Cheyenne, Amari, and Amani, I love them to death. Cheyenne is this May, she'll be completing her first year full scholarship ride track to Greenville University. I'm so proud of her.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't want to do the bell ding dong. That's right. We could do the clap for that. The single father sending his babies, making sure they get what they need to get, where they need to go.
My son Amari, he has 3 pending, scholarship offers. He's a senior next year, and my baby girl, she's a little off track right now, but she'll get there.
She gonna be cool. She the baby.
Right.
She is a baby.
She'll
be fine, and she's a beautiful baby too.
But it's nothing was handed to me. I worked just as hard as everybody else. I still work now. Like I said, I've had to do what I had to do to support my kids. I took them to work with me. I had 1 job, which is why, like I said, I love Rob Rovers to death.
Because he was in the trenches with you. He understood.
Listen. Single men don't get daycare. We don't get daycare. So one time I was short with daycare. Daycare wouldn't work with me. Okay, come on. I need to go to work. Our dad came in today. They in the break room, color. All 3 of my kids, 5, 3, and 2.
That's all.
They in the break room, color. And he's like, what's going on here? Well, daycare wouldn't work with me. I say, if you can't, then I guess I got to find somewhere else to go. And hey kids, and I went back out there in the shop and worked, and that's why I said I got mad love for him. He put up with that for a long time, and my kids, I gotta love them. They were well behaved. They stayed in there, stacks, coloring books, crosswords, and that's why they're so smart now. They stayed there. They did what they had to do. Sometimes I worked out in my family, my sisters especially. Like I said, my brothers, they all helped. My mom. They babysitted. I went out of town because I always traveled. I was always a traveling iron worker, and they always pitched in, helped, kicked. Everybody did what they could to do. And that's why I love my family. That's why I cook every Sunday. They come over.
He cooks every day.
Right. And you cook.
And he can cook. Not that he cooks. I mean, he can cook.
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
do you
boy,
cook too?
Hell yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and she's an awesome cook. I'm still eating on her food from Sunday.
Okay.
It is fantastic. And that's why I feed my family. They come over, and there's always good drink there, something to do, and I love them. My stepfather, my real father, has passed away. He was instrumental in my life. He pretty much made me who I am, and my mom. And when he passed away, my stepfather has always been there, and I never knew what void I had until he actually came in and had to feel it when my father left. He's been a grandfather to my kids, my grandparents.
Was he an iron worker? Was he into the?
He's iron worker. he's a bum.
Oh damn!
Say that.
Damn.
He's the best bum.
No, he always talk about
he wasn't
it.
working, but he did something else.
Right.
He's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
hustler. He knows
Right,
how
he
to
didn't
make
like
money
the work.
outside. He
He's
don't
not
wanna
a
punch
bum like I.
But he didn't like the work. Shit.
He's my guy. I'm telling you, I love
Right.
the hell out of him.
He is a good guy.
He's a great guy.
They just tease each other all the time. So
Right.
when he listens
That's
to
why I
this,
did. That's why I know he's gonna
Right.
hear this. He's gonna be like, "Did you say that about me?"
say that
Right.
on TV. I laugh.
He gonna laugh really hard about it, though. I
He
promise
really-
you.
he
Then
really
he gonna
do.
say something to me about it. But he's been a great grandfather to my kids, and so is my sisters. Like I said,
Shout out to Papa K.
Papa K. Shout out to Papa K. That's what the kids call him, Papa K. Monty, that's my youngest. That's the hip hop one. She make nicknames for everybody. So I cannot complain about my life. I'm never upset because I could be worse. I get up every day. God has blessed me. He blessed me with her, and I'm beyond happy. I smile every day, all the time now. I understand what it is to be truly happy, I mean, just because I own a business, I'm not I'm not rich by any means, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't have any money, but I keep a
You
little bit of
okay?
change, you know what I'm saying?
You okay?
I can do a little something, you know.
So what would you tell a kid that was thinking about that likes to climb stuff like you did, that's thinking about getting into the business that you get into?
Follow your dreams.
How would they be able to start that first of all?
Follow your dreams. I'm gonna give much credit to my Bradshaw grandmothers and grandfather. They bought me Lincoln Logs, Legos, Tinker Toys. Toys like that are detrimental to kids because I always wanted to build stuff. I was hands on. My father worked at General Motors for 30 years. He was an awesome mechanic. My grandfather, he served in World War II, and he could do a multitude of things. And I just grew up working with my hands. I tried to pass it on to my boys, you know, to be the same way. And before I knew it, I mean, it was just like I said, it chose me. When we met each other, it was like when me and her when we met each other. It just worked. It happened,
Yeah.
and, you know. And I was happy with it. Like I said, I enjoy doing what I do. Let your child flourish in what they want to. I have not pushed my youngest son into any of this at all. If he wants to, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Let your child do what he wants to do. I've seen a lot of people force their children to go into sports or go a certain way just because they felt that was best. I was given the opportunity to flow whichever way I wanted to. I'm a hell of an artist. I can paint. I can draw.
Yeah, I know. I saw some of your stuff too before.
But I do not. I did not choose that as my path. As much as I love to, I love doing things with my hands more than anything else. And I love climbing up stuff. I've been upside down, rappelling off the side of the arch. Like I said,
That's crazy.
300, 200, on the seaboard, ropes. I'm at home. I've got so many videos
That's
and
so
pictures.
crazy.
So let me ask a question. So since that is your passion, like she had said earlier, how would you advise someone who wants to follow into doing something like that? Like what programs do you know of?
Yeah, that's the question I was asking.
Do
But
they have out here that offers that type of training? If it's something that they really want to do and it may, be architectural, what school or what programs would you say to get into?
Rankin.
Rankin is
Besides
one
Rankin,
of them.
say they high school students.
Rankin is one of them, and I'm actually trying to get funded and put together so I can do an apprenticeship program to teach what I know. Actually, what I do is a damn trade.
Yes.
A lot of people are getting into it. A lot of people don't like heights. A lot of
black people.
I think a lot of people probably do more than not, but I think that this is something that hasn't really been available to a lot of people, minority people, like maybe whites, maybe
It's
Mexicans or something, but not a lot of black people.
It's like window washers. Window washers is a damn trade, but they get paid so much money an hour, like $131 or something.
So that'll be dope. I'm looking forward to you going into having an apprenticeship and bring other people into what you do, because there's definitely a market out there for it, and it's a lot of kids who flip and jump and all they've been taught is, okay, we gonna get you on the basketball team. It's so much more than a basketball team for these kids to do. That's the problem with a lot of things that's going on out in the streets. These kids don't have avenues or places they can go and get apprenticeships where they can make real money. Not everybody, if you making thousands of dollars on the streets, why you gonna want to go work at McDonald's? Why would you want to go work in the mall that's barely get any foot traffic? Like, come on now.
Our workers get paid. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Our workers get paid a lot of money. I mean, the most I've paid my guys is $48 an hour. I'm telling you, I have cousins. I mean, they swear by me. They're like, oh man, that's where I came up in.
Yeah.
I mean, even as an intern or just coming in temporarily, I pay good money. I'm not hiring right now. I got
and that's what I mean. Like, if you could, because I got a friend, he cut hair, and he's opening up a barber school, a barber college, like just to take your craft, what you do, to the next level. Like your kids, they're growing up. You don't really have to spend. You still gonna be dad forever, but you don't have to have their hands on. Like you said, they in the room coloring, and so you don't gotta do that no more. So now you can reach out here,
and touch out
in the world, and bring them in and show them what you know, because it's a lot of people hungry for that knowledge. They like to flip, turn upside down on high things and do
But
stuff like that, but they don't have any programs to teach that.
Not for us. Not for people of color.
Oh, they do
don't
have
offer-
programs to
I
teach
mean,
that.
they have the Tulsa School of Welding. They have they have Missouri School. They have plenty. They are in rural areas where not where the inner city youth can. You can, because you can go anywhere you want to. You can, if you want to do it, you have to. But you have to have a strong love of doing what I do. Because I mean, I weld, I fabricate, I fit all day long.
Just a numbers game. You'll be surprised, though. I'm looking forward to you opening up that school. Now,
Yes.
if you wanted to leave the people with one thing about you to remember you by, what would you like to leave them with? And drop your credentials, too, so they can know where to find you.
Okay, let me drop the credentials first, because what I would leave you with, I'm not sure of yet. But you can definitely find me on Facebook. I am Shay Shep, SHAYSHEP on Facebook, and my singles group is Singles in the Lou, SITL. As far as what I would leave you with, can I tell a little story real quick? So I did not grow up with my father. I didn't know who he was. The last time I saw him, I was 4 years old. And so my daughter for Christmas brought me the Ancestry kit, 23andMe. I met my aunt for the very first time this past weekend. We went together. She's 73 years old. So I'm going
That's
to
crazy.
say, in my family, in my life personally, if you don't know your family, please get to know them. If you have family members that you've fallen out with, please get to know them. Please apologize. It's not worth you going away from this earth and not having fixed broken
Right.
relationships.
Right.
So please fix what you can while you can. The last thing that I would leave to you guys is for all of the parents that are hurting out there, please, day by day, if you need someone to talk to, I am available. You can inbox me on Facebook, Shay Shep. If you need some serious help, please reach out to Better Family Life. Reach out to a counselor. Go through your job. They have a lot of offers and programs that through your insurance where you can get free help. So many sit downs with a counselor. So just please make sure that you're getting the help that you need, because we suffer in silence and we should not have to. And you don't have to. Thank you.
Man. You don't have to suffer in silence. I'm gonna look up some numbers and see if I can. If you look on my page when I post this, you can. I'm gonna definitely tag Candace, and she definitely can give you some information too. So I got one question for you before we go. What's the difference? Because we were talking earlier, and you said something that made me say, "Dang, okay." So what's the difference in an INC and an LLC?
S corp and a LLC. LLC is more like
Limited liability.
it's a limited liability. I understand that. I'm trying to think of a good way to
Put it in the business.
put it in
What's-
where it's a corporation. I actually have stock, and even though I'm the only stockholder, LLC is where you're only limited liability is you. The corporation is I have a vice president,
Okay.
a board of directors. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
you're a different type of.
So who you answer to, or who is responsible for?
see, I'm not getting done like all those other people. See, I have clauses in my.
Yeah, because I was going to
That's
say
what
something.
I'm-
Can they take over your company
No,
and
no.
vote you out?
Right.
No, I protect myself from that. So
So
Well,
how do
okay.
you do that?
by putting in there that no matter what, I'm the only person that get the last say.
Yeah, because it does ask you that. It asks you that in whenever you setting up any type
Yeah,
of
they can
company.
vote any way they want to, and I can still say
Say
yeah
no.
or nay.
For the board.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Limited liability companies don't have a board.
And that's only because I am the majority stockholder in
Right.
the company. First
Some
of all.
limited, some LLCs do it. You can set it up like that, but it just don't make sense to. Like it's a LLC, it don't make sense to set it up
It's
like
a
that.
loss.
But some people don't know that. So I was, it's when you doing business things, it's all about terms and stuff. So if you don't know those terms, you got to teach them that too.
But I will tell you, we make custom items for you. Whether you need a range hood, countertops, handrails, or something that is broken, or something you need replaced, anything made out of steel. That's what we do. We make stuff that you would think that is not replaceable, or we make stuff that you would not think that can be made
That you think
out
you
of
have
steel.
to
I
fix.
can make anything out of steel, out of any type of metal. It's www.hubsco.com, hbradshaw.com, 314-266-1429, 314-288-9313, or your mobile. Excuse me. Hubsco is HUB, Z as in zebra, C as in car, O as in Oscar.
Okay, well there you have it then, and that's another one, baby. Because man, I just find you interesting, and it's so weird that I find like y'all together pretty interesting too, because y'all kind of not even as far as just in a relationship, y'all occupations kind of bounce off each other as well. That's kind of weird. They kind of fit in like a puzzle piece. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm happy for y'all. I'm rooting for y'all, and I'm just invite me to the wedding. That's all I'm gonna say. Just don't switch up. Don't start getting brand new, and invite me to the fucking wedding, because I love black love, as brown love, as I love to put it. So that's another. What the fuck? Am I kind of tongue tied today? I'm a little tongue tied. I think I need a shot. So I haven't had my daily shot today. I have to have a shot a day. Keeps everything away. I don't really drink Hennessy. Like, I don't want to start nothing I can't finish. So yeah, I'm a tequila girl. Tequila, baby. So this weekend I would definitely be Miss Me After Dark would definitely be in the building for Mo Leachman's casting of. Oh my God, she is casting. Oh my God, did I just have a mind blank? Wait a minute. She is casting for City Girls of St. Louis. And look, Instagram just helped me out. Don't want to post that. So she casted for City Girls of St. Louis. And I got a bunch of girls coming out for the casting, and it's going to be a good time. A-Verb going to be there. It's going to be a lot of very influential St. Louis heavy hitters in the building. And so will Miss Me After Dark. So I will be going live for that event. So as I always say, and Andy, did you guys have anything you want to say?
Oh, we had a good time.
Thank you very much.
Much props to single fathers, because I'm telling you,
Props.
It can get hard.
Much props.
It's a lot of things we have to do that might seem second nature to women, but as far as helping with those little women problems and all of that,
right?
We have to go through that. We have to go through that. We are unsung heroes, and I always tell my kids, I don't look for any credit for anything. I just want to get through this so you happy and can move on with your life, and hopefully get out of my house so I can be happy to.
They're never fully going away, but they will. They will go away enough where they won't be there getting on your nerves every day.
Right.
They will do that.
I love them to death, but I want them to go ahead on about their business.
So thank you. He don't mean it. Wait till they leave. He'll be like, you don't call your daddy no more and all the bullshit. I promise, because I say that shit. They be like, Mama, I just got off the phone with you. I'm like, that's okay. I'm kind of getting, I had something else to say.
I run from my mother right now, and I'll be like, in my feelings if they start running from me. Oh, really?
My mama sure get on my nerves.
Remember that time you was sick and I had to stay with you all
Happy
night?
birthday, Shirley, Lord.
Right.
And she an Aries. Was the 25th.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to my mom. So, there's another episode in the books. If what doesn't negatively affect others doesn't affect you. I'm off today. I'm really off today. I'm just gonna say, fuck it, live your life. Don't let nobody problems or nobody other shit fuck with you. Do what you need to do to make you happy. Long as it doesn't affect others negatively, do you. Don't listen to the naysayers, the haters, or nothing. Live your best life. This is another one in the books, baby. Miss Me After Dark. We out of here. That's crazy. I'm all off.